video on how to choose a right supervisor, okay? And I have got some requests on shooting what should be the 3 qualities of a supervisor, in my opinion, okay? So I would like to take this opportunity to give my opinion and my thoughts on that. This is purely what I have understood from 2 years of my PhD journey, and I would like to share it with you all. Okay. I feel the first quality that is required in a supervisor, in my opinion, it has to be approachability. Okay, and I will explain why. As a student or as a PhD student, what is your role? Your role is to do the work and also to get your doubts solved, okay? And that will only happen if the supervisor is approachable, okay? And I will give more detail about this point in the later section, but approachability has to be the first and the foremost of all the qualities a good supervisor should have. A resourcefulness, okay? Just merely restricting yourself to academics or academic curriculum does not breed research, in my opinion. You have to be able to communicate with others, and you have to be able to reach out to resources, okay, even which are not in your field, so that your students get maximum benefit of it. So resourcefulness, I would say it would be a second category. Okay. Now resourcefulness also means, it also means that you are able to participate in lot more extracurricular activities related to conferences, workshops, etc. And you are able to do that. Okay, that is also meant by resourcefulness. So resourcefulness does not mean restricting yourself to the academic curriculum. It does not mean that. It just means you are far more open and eager to learn from people who are within your field and from people who are from other fields as well. So that is what is meant by resourcefulness. Third, acceptance. Okay. Now why is this critical? And I may look like a spiritual guru telling everyone what to do and what not to do, but I feel every student has its positive points and it has its negative point. With students and also with teaching fraternities, supervisors, professors, etc. Some students are able to communicate what they feel in the right manner. Some students are not able to do that. Okay? But that does not mean those students are weak, or that does not mean those students are not working. Sometimes a student may be very shy, or they may get scared of a strict professor. But that does not mean that student is not working, or he or she is not ready to work. So I would say acceptance, and this goes 2 ways, for supervisors as well as for students. So acceptance of all the different kinds of people around, acceptance of ideas, okay, acceptance of people who can speak well and people who can work well and may or may not be able to speak well. So I feel that kind of interaction is required. Okay, so resourcefulness, approachability and acceptance, these are some of the things that I would look for in a potential supervisor. Now I would say anywhere in this, I have not mentioned academic credentials, okay, and there is a reason for it. Not all PhD students can guide other people for PhD, okay. Even to guide for PhD, there are few points that you need to cover, okay. That means if somebody is guiding someone, if somebody is guiding a PhD student, obviously it means that that person has some kind of credential and his academic excellence is proved to some extent, if not to a large extent. Second, I would say that as a student, what would be important to me is whether I am able to discuss the problems associated with my work or no, okay, and the other person's. For me, what is more important is how well my doubts get solved. That is more important for me, but it may or may not matter to some other students. But in my opinion, I feel if the academic knowledge is not reflecting in the discussion, then there is no point in considering academic excellence of the supervisor for your PhD. So that is the reason what are their awards, their thing has not been a criteria which I have mentioned in these three qualities that I have discussed, okay, and it is exactly because of this reason. As a student, for you what matters is how well you are able to work with your supervisor and get your doubts solved and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes what happens, the supervisor could be very accomplished, but then he'll be very busy, not even to have a look at your mail. So in such cases, then I feel it defeats the purpose of your PhD. So that is what I believe. Which quality I would say you look for in your potential supervisor? Do let me know in the comments. I would love to know.